Hey Bluegrass Friends, I have been seeing that a lot of schools and a lot of teacher pages and mom pages or caregiver pages are sharing information about how to pack lunches for independence. And I have been a teacher for a lot of years. I've worked in education and early childhood, but more importantly, I'm the mom in our house, and I am the mom of a little guy with cerebral palsy. So he is going into 3rd grade next year, but when he was in preschool, I actually spent about a year working with his OT, and I took an online Montessori class that was pretty cool. It changed our lives about how to help him be independent. Now, this is something that I think many parents have been interested in, especially parents of children with special needs. But I think all parents are interested in this year, because if your child is going back to school, you probably don't want their neighbor, their friend sitting next to them, to open a lot of their food containers, which is typically what we do in the past. If there's not an adult there, then a child will help open, and that's a very kind thing to do, but we want to be extra careful this year. So whether you're talking about packing snack or packing lunch, the first thing that I would encourage you to do is to get a lunch box that can be washed in the washing machine, and that they can open independently. So if your child can't yet do zippers, then you definitely want to practice with them about how to do zippers. I mean, you know, we talk all the time about I can't balance a checkbook, that should be a class in high school, or I don't know how to do my taxes, that should be a class in high school, how to change your tire. Life 101, schools are adding that in. Really, for early childhood, zipping and opening containers and getting yourself dressed is the first life 101. So I have had this, Jonah, my younger son, has had this lunchbox for 3 years, and we just wash it in the washing machine. Now, this lunchbox right now is actually on sale at Pottery Barn for $24. It doesn't matter if you have a Pottery Barn lunchbox. They do have cheaper ones. I do get the more expensive one for him because, like I said, he has limited use of one side of his body. So this one has a long strap that he can actually wear it across his body, and it can connect to his backpack. So the reason I got the more expensive one for him is just because it helped him with mobility. It's on sale for $24 right now. It's usually $34, but anywhere you find a lunchbox that you can wash in the washing machine, it will last you years. Like I said, I think he's had this one for 3 years. How many of you can't open these without spilling the juice? I can't. Every time I open one of these, I have to do it over the sink. But I have been guilty of packing these in my children's lunchbox, knowing that they don't have a snowball's chance in getting these open without assistance. So when I pack these, it's not that I don't buy these anymore. I just put them into other containers now. So what I do is anything I buy that I know will be difficult for him to open, I open them. Usually I do it on like Sunday nights, and I go ahead and pack, kind of meal prep pack for the week, and go ahead and get all of those things in a lunch container that's easier. So if I'm just packing snack, if I was not packing lunch and I wanted him to have gummies, or I wanted him to have something like this, then I would just open and dump it into this container. Okay, and I'll talk to you about prices in just a minute. Now, if I'm packing a whole lunch, then I'm going to put it in something like this, and I stack these up in my fridge. And anything that's fresh that needs to go in, I do put that in the night before. But a lot of what I'm packing for him, like if I open these gummies and put that in, I can do that for the whole week on a Sunday night. These twist tops are easier for kids to open. And this is also kind of one of those Life 101 things. It's good to practice with them opening these things, because that's something that they're going to need to know how to do. Yogurt comes like this, and applesauce comes like this. So that is something we buy. And then I don't have to worry about opening it for them. I can just put that directly in their box. And I also have to share that we don't just buy snack size containers. Those are nice for when we're on the go, and it's what we have in our house a lot. But certainly for the purpose of packing lunches, I definitely buy like the big containers of cheese crackers. Sometimes I buy larger cans of fruit or bags of apples, and I use those to prep also. And of course, if you buy in bulk, then you're going to save a little bit of money most of the time. The reason why we use these and I get everything ready is because if my child can't get this open, and I will say he can do this with almost just one hand, he does use his second hand as a guide, is because if someone needs to help him, all they're touching is that one lid, and then his whole lunch is open. It saves time. He has more time to eat. Healthy wise, he doesn't have other people touching his food. Independence wise, it makes him feel more independent, which I said is like the kids' version of Life 101. These containers, I actually think I got this at the Dollar Tree. I got a pack of, I don't know, 4 or something, or maybe 2 at the Dollar Tree. I can't find that online there right now. I did find it at Walmart, and you could get 8 for like between $3 and $5, depending on what kind you get. This is the Glad brand. There's also a Ziploc brand. Glad and Ziploc also make these meal prep containers, but this one is actually from Amazon, and I ordered 6 of these, and I just looked up the price right now. They're like $10.80 something cents. I will link them on here. We bought a pack of 6 or 7 of these at the start of the school year, and Jonah used them all year long. Every day he would come home, he would put it in the sink, we'd put it in the dishwasher, and you can see this one is even cracked now because it went through the whole school year, but it still works great. We still have several of these left. If I don't want to pack like a big sandwich or something, I do put these little silicone cupcake liners in to kind of separate his crackers or his fruit or whatever is in there to kind of make it like a little lunchable. I might put the gummies in there and then set them inside there. So that these are a really easy way to divide things out. Just to show you another option, this one is more expensive. So like this one I told you we got 6 or 7 for like $10 to $14, so you're looking at about $2 a piece for these, and they lasted all year long. This one is on sale at Pottery Barn Kids right now. They're originally, I think, like $18 or something, but they're on sale for $11, which I know that sounds like a lot for one lunchbox. And when I was starting this and I was trying things for him, I thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm paying $11 for a lunchbox thing. But let me tell you that he has had some of these. He has a few of these, and he's had them for 4 or 5 years. So it sounds like a lot, but they really do last a long time, and pieces haven't broken off of them. So I don't feel so bad now that I've spent that on this, because I know I haven't bought a new one of these in at least 3 years, and he has a couple still. If I'm packing something that might be liquidy or like a salad or something, I put that in this area. Sometimes I'll put a little dressing down in there, or sometimes I will put his dressing in here if he's having like a salad. We don't pack salads very often, but occasionally I try to get some vegetables in it. And he likes to pretend like he's hungry caterpillar. Now every family is different. These are 2 options that did not work as well for us. This one he could open independently, but when it sits on the table, we found his food would still fall out of it, which kind of defeated the purpose of packing his snack or packing his lunch. A lot of families love this one. This is called the Bent Go. Because of Jonah's mobility needs, I don't have this one closed all the way, but when I do, I can't even get it closed all the way right now because the liner's not in right. But you can see this was not as easy for him to do independently, and it also doesn't. You've got to really work with it to get it realigned. Now, if your child does not have a mobility concern, then that might work well for them. I think that that's a little more leak-proof than like this version or this version, but as long as the lid was on this one, we rarely had a problem with it leaking. Now for drinks for my son, I typically did send juice boxes, and he would have help with those, but that was sort of the one thing that was convenience for me. I have bought a lot of different kind of drink containers over the years for milk and for juice, and I do find that I have a hard time sometimes getting them clean. So primarily, we use these containers for water. Sometimes I will send him water for his lunch. And these are our favorites because they have fewer parts to wash and to mold, and I think that they last longer. So this one is the Bubba, and you can see this one still has some Gatorade left in it from last night when he had when we went on a little walk outside. So I just pulled this out of the refrigerator. We got this one at Walmart, and I think it's under $9. Come here, Joe. Do you want to say hi? Jonah's here. It's like, Mom, why do you have all my stuff out? Can you say hi, everybody?
Hi, everybody.
And then he is a big WKU Big Red fan. So this one is Contgo. I might probably am butchering that name. I don't remember the cost of this one because we got it at the university store when we were there. He has a Star Wars lunchbox like the one that I just showed you, and this is from Pottery Barn Kids. I like it because it's not got a lot of parts. But what all of these have in common, and the reason I bought each one of them, this one was $17. It was more expensive, but it is insulated. This one, I do not remember how much it was. This one is Bubba. I just looked it up. It's under $9, but the reason I bought each one of these is because you can open it very easily with one hand and they will not need any assistance. It also has a way, this one and this one. So if I'm sending their water to school, now this one, it's not the best example of this, but a little bit. Each one of them will cover their part they drink out of when they're not drinking out of it. So if a child coughs or sneezes, then it's not on the part that goes directly on their mouth. So if their neighbor's sitting next to them and they cough or they sneeze, that's not something that we have to worry about. Jonah does have some additional medical concerns that make it a risk, even during flu season, not just coronavirus, that we don't want him to get a fever if at all possible. So we always have been very conscientious about keeping his drinks and water bottles protected as much as possible while still letting him be a normal kid. Now, here's something that we do that I haven't seen on those lists, and you might think it's over the top, and I'm sorry if you do, but I also always pack a bandana for two reasons. One is it's fun and he likes them, but two, due to Jonah's mobility concerns, sometimes napkins, and he will be a little bit messy if he has yogurt or applesauce or something, and they'll fall apart when he's washing his face. And I want him to have dignity after he eats. I don't want to walk around with food all over my face. And so we pack a bandana that he loves, and it's much easier for kids to wash their face with that and clean off. But also it serves the purpose of like a placemat. So if they're having lunch at their desk or snack at their desk in the same place that they've been working all day, although I know the teachers are going to work really hard to make sure those environments are clean, it just gives you another layer of protection. So it can serve either one of those purposes. So here's what I want to say. You're a good mom regardless if you're packing lunch or not packing lunch, or packing snack or not packing snack, if they're eating at school or eating what you prepare at home. You're a good mom, you're a good grandma, you're a good dad, okay? But for those of you that are packing and you do want your child to be more independent next year, we spent a whole year kind of researching what our children can do and buying some really expensive options. Like this was $30, but what we found really worked best for our family cost under $2. So don't feel like that this is going to have to break the bank. In general, coronavirus or no coronavirus, teaching your children to be independent is so important. It really just helps them feel more like little adults and helps their self-esteem and are self-reliant. So I encourage this, coronavirus or no coronavirus. I hope this is helpful to you all. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. Bye.